Hi guys, tonight's video is sponsored by Highland Titles. Highland Titles offer a pretty unique and I think pretty cool service whereby you can legitimately become a laird, lord or lady of the Glen. I am now technically Lord James Matthew Denton because I own a small plot of land in the Scottish Highlands. Highland Titles owns its own plots of land which it then sells to you for as little as $30 and then sends you your legal, legit documents in the post certifying that you are now the rightful owner of the land and therefore a laird, lord or lady of the Glen. Okay, so you might not be travelling around by horse and carriage or invited to dine with the royals anytime soon. However, Christmas is coming up, so imagine the laughs and the reaction around the dinner table as you present Dad with his own lordship or your sister with her own ladyship. They also have a wonderful eco aspect to the company. The family-run business plant trees and install various bits for the local wildlife to thrive. And they have nursed many owls back to health who are now flying freely over the Scottish Highlands thanks to Highland Titles, so it's just like a generally feel-good company with some good ethics in there. Oh, and PS, I'll be expecting everyone to address me by my full title as Lord James Matthew in the comments. And as a special offer for my subscribers, use the discount code on screen now to get 25% off. Thank you to Highland Titles for sponsoring tonight's video, thank you to you for watching it, and I hope you enjoy it. Mwah. Bye bye. Hey, come in, take a seat. Just sit down right there. There we go. What's happened? Yeah, you've injured your head. Okay, I can see. That looks pretty nasty. Alright, okay. We'll just take a seat there. I'm going to go through some questions with you and then I'm going to check the injury itself, make sure it's not bleeding profusely, but it doesn't look too bad. Once I've checked the area, I'm going to check your cognitive function, okay? That's like making sure that your brain hasn't been affected by it, but you seem pretty, coherent to me, but we'll check all those through. Before all of that though, I need to take some details and I'm going to check your vital signs, okay? That's like your heart rate, stuff like that. Okie doke, what's your name? Any middle names? And what's your date of birth? Okay. Right. Look much younger than that. You are still younger than me though. And where do you live? Oh, I'm not too far from there. And can you tell me a little bit about the injury? How did it happen? What were you doing? Okay. Oof, nasty. That one was not very smart, was it? I'm kidding, I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to make you feel better. Alrighty. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, well 0 to 10, 10 being feeling completely normal, not affected, and 0 being like absolutely unbearable, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, where do you rank on that in terms of like your feeling? Do you feel woozy, a little bit out of it, or are you feeling mostly okay? Alright, 6, okay, so, not the end of the world, but we need to treat it. Alright. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being completely clear and 0 being no discernible image, how clear would you say your eyesight is at the moment compared to normal? Do you wear glasses? Okay. It's okay, I've had many silly injuries. I've got many scars everywhere. I've got one here, I've got one here, I've got one here. Shows you've lived a life, you know? That's one. They always make these things too small. There we go, just pull that bit down. just going to quickly look at the area and then I'm going to take your vitals, okay? If you just pop your head forwards a little bit. Okay, does it hurt if I press here? Alright, and here? What about here? And over here? Does this hurt? And does this hurt? Okay. Quickly grab my line. Again, head forwards. Okay, I'm just going to pop a pad on there. I think we'll stitch that up, possibly. It might heal on its own, but we'll discuss that at the end. For now, it should stop the bleeding. Do your vitals now, okay? So let's start with listening to your heart and your breathing. I'm going to keep one ear out. I always do that. Just so I can hear the room, you know, in case I'm needed. These are pretty, you know, noise cancelling. Okie doke. If you just unbutton one button at the top so I can just pop this in. Try to warm up a little bit. Okay. Ready? And I'd just like you to breathe normally, okay? And when I say, I'd like you to slow your breathing down. So about 3 seconds in on the inhale, hold for 1 to 2 seconds, and then 3 seconds on the exhale, okay? So 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3, good. And same again, over here. Hold. And there we go. Exhale. Okay, same again. Hold it. And let it out. I'm just going to come around the back now if I can. So if you just turn around. There we go. And I'm just going to slide this down the back of your collar. It might be a little cold, but... Okay, nice big deep breath in. And hold it. And let it out. Same over here. Nice big deep breath in. Hold it. And let it out. Okay, and like one last one just down here, right? Okay. Big deep breath in. Hold it. Okay, I'm just going to come around the front and I'd like you to cough for me, okay? Just a little one. Okay, and one more. And one more. Alright. Well, breathing in your lungs sound pretty normal, so that's fine. Just going to make a quick note. Breathing, normal, lungs, unobstructed. You don't smoke, do you? Good. Alright. Next, I am going to check your heart rate, okay? We can do this the old-fashioned way with feeling for your pulse and counting, basically, if that's okay. I'm going to put one hand here on the side of your neck. Just finding the pulse. Not a vampire, are you? Okay. Just going to hold it like this on your wrist, alright? There we go, okay. Now, I'd like you to breathe normally for me and try to relax. If you are stressed or, you know, artificially elevating your heart rate, then it's going to give a reading that's not correct. So just try and relax, breathe normally. And ready? Okay. It's a little bit high. It's a stressful environment though, you know, coming to hospital. 73. Do you know your resting heart rate? Sorry for the traffic sounds outside. Really, everyone's on one tonight. That's how it goes, isn't it? Okay. That could be to do with the injury. It could also be just, you know, your body's been injured, it's stressed. It's not a very fun environment, although we do try and make it as nice as we can. Yeah, it's not nice coming to hospital. I understand that. Okay. I'm just going to have a look into your eyes, alright? I need to move in a little bit closer for this. And I'm going to be shining a bright light into your eyes, which I apologise for. Just pick a spot on the wall over there. I'm going to be covering one eye with this, alright? So there we go. Pick a spot on the wall, or just look at my ear. Okay, very good. Yeah, we're just checking what's called the consensual and direct response. So this is the direct response, alright? Now, if you could just take your hand, put it here, make a little dividing wall between your eyes, alright? And now this one is called the consensual response. This is where the opposite eye dilates, even though the light's been shone in the other eye. And normal, healthy eyes will dilate together, which yours are doing. So on that side, I'm going to do the exact opposite side now. Just going to cover this one and check the direct response. Just pick a spot on the wall, please. Direct response there, and it looks like your eyes are dilating. That's very good. And same again, make a little dividing wall. And I'm just going to check that your opposite eye is responding as we would like it to. Which it kind of looks like it is doing. A little bit slower than the other one. But the injury was on this side, so that could be a sign that it's had some kind of small effect. You could be concussed as well, which is what we'll get to the bottom of. Just looking in there, looking over there. Okay. I would like you to follow this, right? But I'd like you to not move your head, alright? So just look at it with your eyes and follow it wherever it goes, okay? And there we go. That's what I was looking for. This paddle I'm going to cover with this eye with, okay? So just looking here. Alright, now follow it wherever it goes, okay? Very good. Your eyes seem to be tracking it well. Alright, now we're going to switch, okay? Alright, I'm going to pop this here and you just focus here. Good. Over here. Very good. Alright, good. Okay, here I have a light. Now what I'd like you to do is I'm going to move it from out of your vision spectrum, and I'd like you to stay looking here, and I want you to tell me when it enters your field of view, okay? So this time, eyes fixed here, both of them, and you just say now when it comes into your view, okay? Okay. 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 There we go. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. There we go. Okay. Good. Good. Let me know when it appears. Okay, and now let me know when it disappears. Okay. Okay. Okay, and same on this side, let me know when it disappears, okay? Alright. Okay. Good, very good. I'd like to look in your ears if I could. So just look over that direction. I'm going to come a little closer and have a look inside your ears. So just turn your head fully that way. There we go. I'm going to be very gentle, don't worry. Okay. There's a little bit of wax build-up, but same for everybody. They look pretty healthy. And they're definitely not bleeding or anything like that. That would be a bad sign. Very bad sign. Alright, and just going to blink a few times because that blinded me. You could do the same and now look at that direction. Alright. So your ears facing me, very good. Just going to come over this side slightly so I can get in. Okay. Just gonna slightly place my gloves on your ear just to move, you where I want you basically, in order to see, because it's a very small area. Alrighty, that's very good. Just keep looking that way. Alright, that seems to be fine. Let me just quickly check your hearing before going back to your eyes, because I'd like to look in the back of them, okay? Very good, can you hear this? Alright, so what I'd like you to do is I'm going to hold the pitching fork out to your ear and you just let me know when the sound stops, okay? There we go, just keep your head still. Good. Same for the other side. Okay, one more time. Still going, okay. Very good. Doing extremely well so far. No issues here on the eyes. We may come back to that in a bit. Depends how the rest of the tests go. I would like to have a look back in your eyes, but this time I'm going to look at the back of your eye, okay? Okay. It requires me to get a little bit closer to you, so I apologize. Okay, first things first, I'd just like you to look dead ahead and try not to look anywhere else. Don't look directly into the light, not just yet. Okay, found the blood vessel, followed it back. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself, really. Does everyone have an internal monologue? I definitely do. No, it's not an external one. Alright, just look dead ahead. Okay, and look up for me. Okay, and look down. Alright, look over to your left. And look over to your right. Now look directly at the light. Okay, now look down and left, and I'm just gonna put my hand over your eyelid just to pull the top one up. So down and left. Good, down and right. And now up and left. I'm just going to pull down your bottom lid again. Sorry, your top lid. Up and left. And up and right. Back to the center, just here. Okay. It's one eye, just have a blink. I know it's blinding, isn't it? Sorry about that. All good? Alright, I'm going to do this eye now, okay? So just looking dead ahead. There we go. Alright, I'd like you to look up for me, please. And now I would like you to look down. And look over to your left. And over to your right. And now back to the center. And now look down and left. I'm just going to place my hand on your lid. Okay, and look down and right. Now look up and left. And now look up and right. And now back to the center. Okay. Good. I'd just like to check your coordination and see that everything is okay there. Okay, so I'm going to put my finger here and I would like you to cover this eye, alright? And I am going to move my finger to various different points. What I'd like you to do, cover your eye, and when I stop, move your finger to my finger so they meet like this, okay? Ready? Alright, so we'll start here. Off you go. And now here. Good. And over here. Good. And here. Good. And one more here. And one up close. Another up close. Another up close. Another down here. And another down here. Good. Right now, swap eyes. Very good. And start here. Okay. Good. And now here. Good. And now here. Good. And here. Good. And here. Good. And now one up close. And now another up close. And now one up close here. One up close here. One up close here. One here. Very good. Okay. Just before we finish, I'd like to have another look at your injury. So far, I'm happy that your cognition is normal. Your reactions to the exams seem fine. Slightly elevated heart rate, but like I said, I think that's probably stress related. So before I patch up your wound, I'm just going to quickly examine that area again. put your head down for me, please. Right, so it's kind of starting your crown and sort of coming down to about here. It's quite a nasty gash, that. You must have hit it pretty hard. Alright. Well, I think you've learned your lesson. And, you know, accidents happen, don't they? Just gonna get a tool to just move your hair out of the way. Just gonna part it here and then have a look. Yeah, it looks better than a brush. I'm not sure why. Just gonna dab it there. Yeah, it's just a little bit of blood, but heads do bleed quite profusely, to be honest. There's a lot of blood rushing around there. So it's not immediately a sign that it's very serious. I'm more concerned about how a person's speaking, how they're reacting, if there's confusion, dizziness, vomiting, that kind of thing, because they are signs of serious concussion, but I don't see any of those here. Another quick one. One more little wipe. Okay, I'm going to write up this report and I'm going to have one of the nurses come in and they are going to patch that up for you. I don't think you need stitches, to be honest. It's not actually as bad as I thought, looking at it now. Yeah, once that's bandaged up, you'll need your bandage changing every 4 to 5 days. We can give you an appointment or we can show you how to do it yourself. It's not actually that hard. I'm going to give you some special cream that you can put on it after about 2 months once it's fully closed up. Don't put the cream on while it's an open wound, it'll be horrible. However, if you apply it afterwards, then it can help the healing process and it can stop really itchy sort of healing process. You know how when you're healing, you know, like an injury, it's itchy. So it kind of prevents that, because if you're constantly like scratching your head, it's going to reopen the wound or, you know, interfere with the healing process. So I'll give you that. It's sort of a numbing cream. And how bad is the pain? Is it bearable? You know, like 10 being someone setting you on fire or something, and 0 being absolutely fine. Okay. I'll start you on paracetamol for now. If the pain is too much to deal with or it's interfering with your life, come back in and we will probably give you something slightly stronger, like maybe codeine or some tramadol. They are for short-term use only if that happens, okay? No more than 3 days. You can really mess your body up with that stuff, so take them only when you really need them. And that's if, you know, if the paracetamol doesn't work. Okay. Try to avoid sleeping on it tonight. Just give it as much air as you can. If you can sleep on your back, that would be great. It's just on that side. You might add some extra pressure to it that doesn't need to be there. And it will probably bleed all over your pillow, so put some pillow covers on that you don't care about. Yeah, even through the bandage, honestly, heads bleed like nothing else. It's crazy. And I'm also going to give you some alcohol wipes, some swabs, that kind of thing, so you can clean it yourself. Okay, all good. Right, I'm going to leave you with Laura. She's our resident nurse. very kind, lovely lady. She's gonna clean up that for you. I'm gonna go for my lunch because I'm hungry. And yeah, I'll see you if you come back in. If not, it's been lovely to meet you, and I really hope that improves soon, okay?